Good evening, and welcome to the Monday, August 18th, Berlin Selectboard meeting. To my left is Flo Smith, Vince Monty, and to my right, Carla Nuizel and Tor Nelson. I'm Joe Staub. Is there any additions or deletions to the agenda?
I'd like to remove the highway crew appointment. The person withdrew from consideration today.
Oh,
Is there anything else?
I don't have anything.
Wait till you hear the reason.
Public comments? Yes.
Good evening. My name is Jill Michaud. I have been a resident of Pine Hill Drive for 19 years. And I'm here because I'm wondering about the status of the paving of Pine Hill Drive. I have listened to the January 20th, 2025 Select Board meeting, and it was stated that it looks like this is the year to do it. A discussion followed where it was acknowledged that the road was on a list for roads to be paved and that it had been risen to the top in 2023. Due to the extensive flooding, the paving was postponed, which is totally understandable. Then in 2024, it was scheduled to be paved and the decision was made to leave it off the budget in an attempt to keep the total budget cost down with the understanding that it would be paved this year. And at that meeting, Flo was asked to poll the residents to see if we wanted it paved or not. The majority of residents wanted it paved as long as it wouldn't affect the taxes too much. I reviewed the minutes from the January 23rd, 2025 special meeting, and there is no indication that the paving of Pine Hill Drive was removed from the budget. I also noted that the paving budget was increased by $100,000 using reserve funds. I've also listened to the August 4th, 2025 Select Board meeting where the attitude of the board was very different. It was stated that Pine Hill Drive was not in the budget this year and that it won't be in the budget. And it was further stated that it is now on the proposed 5-year plan on the gravel list for year 4. So my question is, I'm wondering how it went from the top of a list in 2023 for paving to year 4 of a gravel plan, and when did it come out of the budget?
Okay. I guess now I think from my understanding from 2023, my thoughts were that that was apron paving, not necessarily the whole road paving, and I'm not sure if
I'd have to look.
that's entirely true.
The meeting talks about an RFP for the whole road.
Yeah,
Or full 2,000 feet of paving.
okay.
and this was the 25 meeting or the 23 meeting?
In 2023.
Yeah.
That's what the RFP
Okay.
was for.
Okay, just curious. I don't think I was on the select board then, so I wasn't sure.
So are those RFPs kept on file anywhere?
Do we
I wasn't the town administrator at the time.
do we have that? Do we usually keep our RFPs?
They should be, yeah. There should be a file for those.
Okay.
I think we're gonna have to research that, but I understand.
understand.
Well, nobody is disputing that it was on the list for 2023 to be paved. That's not the issue. And everybody agreed in July of 2023, after we were hammered by these floods, that we weren't going to do any paving that year because we were busy doing the repairs to the roads, which are still actually going on to this date. So nobody's disputing that. I don't know what digging up stuff from 2 years ago is going to accomplish. As far as anything else, I said what I said last week. There's nothing more to add. What you're looking at was a draft. The drafts are not the final product. And I wish you would understand that, Flo. You don't seem to be understanding that, and you keep bringing it to us. And we said last week, this is a dead horse, and here you are again, bringing this up again. What do you want resolved out of it? What is your end point of bringing this up again tonight?
So I'm glad that you're asking, and I do feel that it's not a dead horse, and I do have additional information that I didn't have last week because I hadn't done the full research.
But what do you want? Let's get to the point. What do you want done with it tonight?
It
Do
doesn't.
you want it paved tonight?
No,
Do you want it paved this year?
my understanding.
Do you? No. Do you want it paved this year? It's a yes or no answer.
I would like to speak and answer what you started with. no, I don't seek for it to be paved tonight, but I do believe that it was in the budget. I understand what you
Key
just.
point was,
I understand what you just said about it was proposed paperwork, but I do have the spreadsheet now that we had on the January 20th, 2025 meeting, where it is at approximately line 318. There's an equivalent of money, and right next to it says Pine Hill Drive and PTN. And then when we had the special select board meeting on the 23rd, there was additional funds that were put in, and there was an article in the Times-Argus dated January 27th about this being the first ever 5 million budget, that we didn't have apples to compare, but there was $300,000 in the budget for paving. And if we go back to the town report references 289,172.39. And I was asked to go to the residents after the January 20th meeting to inquire with them prior to the January 23rd, so there was a few days window to reach out to all my neighbors and inquire, did they want it paved? Did they just want up to the top of the apron like it had been done before? Did they want the whole paving done? Did they want it with a sub base or not? And out of the residents that I inquired with, which was virtually everyone to my knowledge, 23 were in favor of paving it with the sub base and 3 were opposed. 2 of the 23 were opposed initially if it was going to raise their taxes, and I had indicated to them that we were told that it wouldn't raise the taxes more than $19 on a $250,000 home. And so I didn't have all of this information at the last meeting. I was traveling the very next day. But since I returned, I have done the research. And I've obtained the minutes like Jill referenced here. And I'm bringing it up because Jill and Frank are here to bring it up. I'm just bringing up that I do have the background. I firmly believe that we did agree upon this being in the budget, and I have all of those specifics. So yes, to answer the
what's
second
your
end,
point?
this year.
So you want
paving
to
it
pave this year?
I believe we all made
Where's
that
the money gonna
agreement
come from?
in the budget that was put.
That 300,000's already been spent. Unless you want me to cancel the Pike contract and all the associated fees that go along with that, that money is spent.
So what
Is that what you want me to do? Just tell me right now, do you want me to do that? No, I need to know an answer. I need to know some direction from this board where to go.
It's fine to ask the question.
Then give me an answer. Do you want me to cancel the Pike contract?
Flo can't make that decision, Joe.
That's not my place. to
Then
make
somebody
that
make a
decision.
motion to do that.
I feel that it was.
No, give me direction.
Why would you say at the beginning of the year, in January, in the January?
It's a
meeting-
draft. Things
But
change
you
during the
said it.
course of the year.
You were the one that
Yes,
said it.
because I've talked to people in your neighborhood, and Tip-Up says absolutely not, it does not to be paved. I asked one person what needs to be done to get it paved, and he says absolutely nothing. It should not be paved.
There's nothing wrong with a neighborhood paved. It's only.
It
gonna
doesn't
add-
need it.
It's gonna add quality to the neighborhood.
It doesn't need it. Is it a want or is it a need?
Then why
Let
was
me
it,
put it
then
that
back
way.
in 2023?
I wasn't on the
why was
board
it
in
required then?
2023 when the decision was made, so I don't know why they put it on then. But do you want, I need an answer from them. Do you want me to cancel the Pike contract or not? Somebody make a motion.
No.
When did it come out of the budget?
It'd have been that last week. It was after the skating party we had. Was that the 25th of January?
I don't recall.
Well, you were there for that.
Yeah, I can't
I
tell
don't
you.
remember. That's when
couldn't go.
I
I
talked to
don't remember the
residents of
date.
that road.
You talked to residents on the road?
Residents
or
of that
a-
road who is a very trusted, experienced person dealing with roads.
So you spoke with one person out of 23 people on that road.
2 people.
Oh, 2
And
people.
it's my understanding
So
that
the
the ladies coffee
majority-
group doesn't want it either. That's my understanding.
So you didn't even speak with the majority of the people on the road. You just chose 2 people. And you
2
made,
people
and you
who
made
make
the decision
2 people
for all
who
of us not to pay them.
no, we as a board made the decision.
Well, I think that's the issue. I think we're trying to just to find out when the board made that decision. 'Cause
And I do know at one point, Tori, you said that it was taken out of the budget. I didn't question then when it was taken out of the budget or why, but I was begging to differ because I didn't believe that we had ever made an agreement to take it out of the budget. I just knew what transpired on the 20th of January and what transpired on the 23rd. And then the article was in the Times-Argus by David Delcor on the 27th. And it indicated in that article about this was our first $5 million budget and we didn't have anything apples to compare. But it did talk about it didn't specifically in that article list Pine Hill Drive, but it was listed on the budget spreadsheet that we looked at on the 20th.
On the earlier drafts, not on the final. So if you want it paved, where's that money gonna come from?
I think
Do you
that's-
want us to lay off a police officer and pave it with that money? That's about the amount of money it's gonna take. I mean, and that's just, do you want a Band-Aid or do you want it done right? We talked about last week all the things that have to be done. And it's very possible that people are gonna have to tear down buildings because there appears to be one shed that's built in our right of way.
we did talk about on the 20th and again on the 23rd to my knowledge, both of those meetings discussed whether we would just slap the pavement down or would we do it with a sub base. And when I inquired with the neighbors, that was part of what I asked them. You know, just to the top, the whole enchilada with the sub base, without, because that went back to the discussion where we talked about if you're gonna do it right the first time.
Right.
And when I spoke to you recently, and I know you weren't at the last meeting, but one of the things at the last meeting that we talked about was I wasn't gonna bring it up at the last meeting. You know, I'd mentioned to my neighbors that I would bring it up at this meeting. But they thought they'd be able to attend, and so I did ask for it to be put on the agenda, so that's why we talked about it. And I mentioned that night that our discussion, when I told you that Tour had mentioned to me that it had been taken out of the budget, you responded to me that you didn't think it had been taken out of the budget. And Carla also mentioned at the last meeting that she recalls the similar viewpoints that I have. And I just want to be very, very clear. I'm not requesting myself for it to be paved. I'll be quite honest, whether it's paved or whether it's not has never been something that I desired. I'm right on the fence. I could go either way, whether Pine Hill is paved or not. But I was asked and tasked to do that in a short window, and I did it, and I got the feedback, and I have the proof of what neighbors said yes and the ones that were opposed. And it's 23-3 approximately. And I think I missed one neighbor. I can't say for a fact. I may have had a discussion with the other neighbor, but I just can't recall. And I couldn't see him in the last few days. But
I ask again, where do you want the money to come from?
I feel that it was in the budget and that's where it
It's
should
not.
come from. And
It's
I
not.
don't know
That
why it was
$300,000
taken out
has
of the
been
budget.
spent. So where do you want that money to come from?
That's a very hard decision. That's a very hard question to answer when in actuality, my interpretation is it was in the budget and it was taken out of the budget. And I don't understand why it would be taken out of the budget after we as a board made the decision for Pine Hill Drive and Payne Turnpike North to be paved within the budget numbers that were presented to us and what I believe to be agreed upon and then brought before the voters within the 5.x budget million.
So you have no answer for me.
I don't think it's my position to give an answer on that. I
You're
think
a
as a
member,
board, I am
you're a
one
member of this
member.
5-member select board. Of course your opinion matters. Where should this money come from?
Again, I would
You
reiterate,
should be knowledgeable enough of the budget. And I hate to have to tell you how to do your job, but you should be knowledgeable enough on the budget to be able to find the $100,000+ to, and it's gonna be a lot more than 100,000 to pave this road.
Who made the decision to use the money that was budgeted for Pine Hill Drive to somewhere else?
It was made based on the draft 5-year paving plan, which identified Scott Hill Road as a much higher priority than Pine Hill Drive.
Did the whole board make that decision, or was that an individual decision?
They approved the final budget.
Because the minutes that I listened to and read, as was
There
previously said.
is no I on the select board. It's all or nothing, or well, I guess the majority or nothing. There is no one person acting as a board, not even the chair. So
So it seems odd that nobody can say, yeah, I remember at this meeting, it was decided not to pay
these people
and the
can't
money was
remember a lot
gonna
of
be.
things. We've gone
Well, it's
over
not
a
in
lot
any-
of topics
It's not
since
in
then.
any
Just
videos
now.
either that I watched. Not that I watched them all, but watched plenty.
But it is
The
remembered
point
that
is,
it was voted on.
the point is that it's not in the budget this year.
But it was voted on at one point, because I was at a meeting recently, watched the meeting recently, where a number of the people on the board remember it being approved. You mentioned it.
It was not
You
approved.
mentioned it.
It was in
You
a draft.
mentioned it. You all mentioned it,
It was in a draft, but it was not the approved budget.
but it was approved back in 2023.
Well, 2023, that,
So why
yeah.
didn't it carry over? Why didn't it stay on the plan?
Because priorities changed,
Why
sir.
didn't it stay on the plan to pave?
The
I
priorities
think, and
change.
I think, and again, I've made a note to do some research. I think after the flood, that it was decided by the board at that time to reallocate, not do any paving, and reallocate that money for flood
That's
recovery work.
understandable.
That's what I believe happened at that time. I don't think it was
Since
ever
that
brought
time, our
back.
priorities have changed.
Well, that, and I don't think it was ever brought back to vote on Pine Hill again after that money was reallocated.
No, it was in the 2025 version of the budget, she's
Yeah.
saying.
The draft.
He verbally said
Okay.
himself,
The draft.
it's the
Okay.
year to do it.
Okay.
Got it in the notes.
Speaking of a draft,
Just saying, you said it.
things change. Well, yeah, but things change.
I think the issue is, and
That's
I'm
right,
gonna,
things can
The
change.
things change. The bottom line is, it's not in our budget this year. If we're going to do something with it this year, where's that money gonna come from? This talking is not getting us anywhere. Like I said last week, that horse is dead. Where's that money gonna come from? Do we as a board wanna pave it this year? Let me ask you that. Do we as a board wanna pave it
Well, I got a
this year?
different question on that. To be brutal about it is, even if we decided to do that this year, are we going to be able to? It's got to be bid,
Yeah,
right?
it's too
We got to
late.
get a
now.
paving company, right? That's where I'm going with
Then
that.
why are we
I
still
think-
talking about
I
it?
think I don't think physically it can be done this year, whether we find the money or not. To be quite frank,
Right,
So
I agree.
I
So
think
why
need
are we
to
still
just-
talking about it?
Because we
then?
wanna
Move
make
on.
sure that it hasn't turned into a dead horse. Because we do want it paved. 80% of the people on the circle want that paved. And it was talked about being paved. So you planted that seed with all of us.
I don't
Now
plant
we
the
all
seed.
want
Somebody
it.
planted the seed.
No, it was planted back in 2023. That
That's
it was
what I'm
gonna get
saying,
paved.
yes,
In January of 2025, you asked Flo to go back and told us.
Yeah,
yes.
You
So-
asked her to do that.
But that doesn't matter, make that that's the final decision.
I understand that. What I'm trying to find is I can find documentation where it was in the budget. I can't find any documentation where it was taken out of the budget.
budget. Mr. Chair, I think this conversation is over.
I'm just gonna
One-
say, I just wanna make one point.
Yeah,
And the budget that we voted on did not give the specifics of
You-
what was getting paid. And so
Right.
I just wanna point out that process-wise, it raises a question for me as to when it came out. who
And
made
that's
that
my
statement.
issue.
And that's the way.
It
she's
came
raising it.
out, and it was in the
'Cause
budget,
no
it
offense,
came
you guys
out.
sit there with your eyes blinded over, talking about the budget. I try to bring it up every week, and you guys just sit there and you don't ask any questions. It's a long change from when I was on the
Well-
board before, where we would go through every line of that budget every week. We spent hours on it, and you guys just look at it with your eyes
it's
glazed
our
over. And whose fault is it going to be?
Well-
I don't get
Yeah.
any.
Well,
I don't get any
when I see line
response from
items in
you.
the budget, I expect they're gonna stay the same. I didn't expect them to be changed after we looked at
That's why
them.
it's a draft every week, because everything changes.
Okay,
Would you
So-
like to fire me as
trust
your
me,
town administrator?
no,
No.
trust
Would
me.
you? I would ask that again. I would prefer you do
Tor,
that.
you're taking
No.
this too personally. We're just,
Because I spent a lot of time on this budget, and I look at it very clearly every freaking week, and you guys just sit here, especially you two, just sit here and
oh, really?
Yeah,
That is
and you
very
don't-
disrespectful. That is so unnecessary.
Fuck you all.
Tor, this is not necessary.
In my opinion, it is not a dead horse, and it was in the budget. It was taken out of the budget for an unknown reason. Tour did explain that he spoke with an engineer. I believe that is one of my neighbors who is opposed. 23 are in favor. I have all of the proof. I know it was in the budget. And I am not an airhead, and I am an intelligent woman. And whether or not I'm respected on the board, I don't care. But I am here to say I know what I know.
I appreciate you.
And thank you very much for listening and for all of you being here in support.
Yes, sir.
I would just like to add to what Vince said on one of the meetings, that what I think should happen is moving forward is put together a plan, put together an actual cost. Let's see what the road's really gonna need, if there are center lines that are off, if there's grading that needs to be done. Like Bob said in one of the meetings when he was here, and he's the guy that we're all talking about who's opposed to it, said the road is in great shape, so it should be in great shape for paving. I know it's got its one soft spot on one of the corners that might need a little bit of shaving, but really, what's that gonna cost in the overall picture of paving that road?
And I want to reiterate that the last board meeting, it was discussed that a survey would be needed, a redistricting perhaps. Be careful what you wish for, because the center line has shifted, and this, that, and the other thing might need to be required. And I disagree with that. I don't believe any of that is necessary. And it came across as somewhat threatening and truly unnecessary. Because we never once suggested any of those things when this was brought before us. And it was on the prior year's budget, and it was taken off because I was asked if we really needed to go forward with Pine Hill, was the condition of the road in such disrepair or the potholes that we should do it that calendar year. And I agreed, take it off this year with the understanding it'll be on the following year to keep the budget down for the residents that particular year. So that's how we got it as a discussion this previous budget year.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you for.
And I just wanna say, that type of behavior is unacceptable in a forum like this. And the way he treats her is totally unacceptable, as far as I'm concerned. It's wrong. It really is.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, I let it go too far. It's on me.
Thank you for your time.
But Vince, if you could do that, look into it.
Yep.
And,
Well, like I said at the last meeting, what you just reiterated, right? If there's
Next
things that
year.
need to be done,
And-
let's
and-
look and see what it is. Let's put a plan together,
Yeah,
see what it's gonna look like, and then we can make
more
the
than
right
willing to
decision.
work with you in whatever it
Yeah,
takes.
I think that's all we
Thank
need
you
to do
for
at this point.
understanding.
Yeah.
And the reason I didn't answer many of the questions posed by Tour tonight wasn't that I couldn't have answered the questions, but that I deferred not to in hopes that it wouldn't get to the point that it did. So I respect everybody, and I thank you all for your patience, your kindness, and understanding thoroughly.
I wanna thank you all for your time.
Appreciate you all.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
very much.
How you doing, buddy?
Alright,
Good seeing you.
so moving on, appointment, planning commission.
That's me for what it's worth.
Oh.
James.
Hi, everyone.
nice.
I'm
Hi,
nowhere
James.
near as exciting as this meeting has been so far, but
The
Nice
planning
to meet you
commission
all.
usually doesn't have this kind of meeting.
we'd hope not, right?
Oh, great. I'm
So-
glad you came forward and are interested.
We're always thrilled, and
Alright.
it's wonderful.
I think we're down 2 members now.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll still need one more, but I'll move to approve the appointment.
I'll second it.
That's wonderful.
Is there any more discussion?
I just wanted to say I'm really pleased where you said I'm interested in becoming more involved with town activities. We welcome that. And of course, you have the experience in business management and large install projects here in Washington County. So
Yeah.
thank you very much.
Great.
Kudos for coming forward.
Alright. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's a good group.
Yeah, looks good. This group looks good.
Let's see, moving on. Corridor management agreement with Vast.
I don't see where anything has changed.
No, I didn't
Say this
either.
is- No, in the, okay. Handout's same. Yeah, I went through and didn't see much of anything.
I didn't see anything that had changed. I looked at it during my lunch today. I would make the motion to approve the August 13th, 2025 corridor management agreement between the Town of Berlin and Thunder Chickens Incorporated and Northfield Snowmobilers as presented to us this evening.
I'll second it.
Any more discussion? Today's the 18th.
August is really flying.
Yeah, you got that right.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So now we have a right-of-way permit on Bennington Drive.
Where's Bennington Drive?
Bennington Drive is off of Addison.
Oh, okay, yeah, I know where it is. Okay, never mind.
Instead of cutting down to 302, you take a right
Yep.
and head up that way.
Yep.
The applicant is REM Construction LLC, located in Williamstown.
Trailer sites for the state of Vermont and culvert replacement at 46 Bennington Drive.
It's this trailer site for the state of Vermont. Is that a construction project trailer of some
I
sort?
wasn't certain.
Hard to say. We don't have our town administrator to explain it. But I'm sure it's pretty standard.
Yeah.
It looks standard to me. I make the motion to approve the right-of-way permit for Bennington Drive and Lague Trailer Park as presented to us this evening.
A second.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The completion date was for the 5th. Did you see that?
Oh, they must have already done the work.
I think this is just,
I think it is too.
This is a good catch.
Gateway Avenue Quality Assurance, Quality Control Bid.
Is that this?
I do
Yes.
believe.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Did they already do it?
No.
Because didn't somebody go through that proposal to make some, or was it the actual bidder?
That was the bid. The bidder.
And so the scope of the work involves providing clerk of the works services as outlined in the attached documents. Does it indicate, Joe, where the work would begin? Maybe it's on the front and I missed it.
It looks like they just monitor the work that's being done on Gateway Avenue to make sure it's being done appropriately.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do believe it's like an
Mhm, mhm.
office engineer.
Yeah, and I
Yep.
see limited after
Exactly
11/125.
what it is.
Do we typically do this? Is this something the mall wanted, I wonder? Or did we want it?
I'm not sure where this came from as far as did we want it or did they want it.
Do we want to wait for more information or do we want to act on this? I wonder if we
My
need-
preference would be to wait if it really truly is effective after 11/125. That would give us time to obtain more information and be clear.
Well, no, the work's gonna start this soon on this road, as far as I know, right? We got the draft Act 250 permit. It's supposed to be done this year.
Yeah, this year.
At least maybe not the paving unless the plant, if the plant closes, but
Mhm.
the actual realignment.
I say we wait till next meeting.
Yeah.
That's my recommendation.
I concur.
All right, we will table that.
I mean, we can have a special meeting if we need to.
Yep.
And I would be fine with a special meeting as well. Can do that.
And it sounds like we're just supposed to be aware of and look at oh, sorry, Joe, you're the chair, not me.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I believe
Same.
that it's just an
An
FYI.
Yeah,
For those of you that can open the bids, some of us couldn't open them from that site, so,
Oh,
but I'll work with Tori to get,
Okay,
thank you.
so I can look at them.
so that's the town garage construction manager bids.
Yes.
Okay.
did we get the town plan? I know I saw CVRP, sorry, I'm already on to the next one. CVRPC, but I don't know if I saw for the town plan revisions.
I didn't see a copy of it.
Thought I saw something. Oh, that's town garage.
It wasn't in the attachments.
It wasn't?
Not for this meeting, no.
No.
No,
CVRPC proposal. It's in the big one with all the attachments for Berlin Consulting Services. The other one's there too. Maybe he was gonna recommend that one, cause I don't see the other ones as attachments, but I see that one. I mean, I don't know if we wanna act on this or not, but based on my experience with the planning commission, I would recommend, Central Vermont Regional Planning Commission, although I think we have to, there's a process, right?
Again, do we need to make a decision
I don't
tonight?
think we need to.
I don't think we need to. So again,
table
Say
it for
we-
tonight.
postpone this till the next meeting.
I think he actually left or he was
I
outside.
don't know. I'll go check. See if I can talk about the ledge.
What, you wanna take 5 minutes?
I just thought it might be, helpful if he came back, but
Mm-hmm. Maybe.
unless he's still angry.
His truck's gone.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not happening then.
Thank you.
Okay, so moving on, the town administrator appointment. So I believe there was
I have to abstain from this one, I believe.
yeah,
So,
was there a letter that went out?
I can answer that. Yes,
Okay, thank you.
so
there was
this
an
is-
offer letter that went out.
Okay,
So that's not, we do this now.
yeah,
Cause it has to be done in public session anyway. The actual appointment.
the appointment,
So is that what we're doing?
if we're ready to do so.
Are you privy to the offer letter and
I am
those?
not.
I'm not either. No disrespect, that part of it.
I know, I forgot to ask that part last time, but,
So I would think that discussion would be part of what we would know in advance of making the actual appointment. And again, no disrespect.
do you wanna share, do you have it? Do you wanna share it?
I didn't bring it, no.
Oh,
Actually, I don't know if I have it in my email or not.
I mean, I think at this point, we need to make an appointment. Don't you?
Yeah,
And if an offer has been made,
And accepted, then it's
Ex-
beyond, so I'm gonna make the motion that we appoint Vince Conti as the town administrator.
and I will second that motion.
is there any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Abstain.
Congratulations,
Welcome.
Vince.
Well, thanks, I think.
Welcome, Vince. Then we have the
Did
August.
you want to come sit over here? Sorry. Gotta make light of these situations.
Yeah. In due time.
So we have the August 4th meeting.
I'll move to approve the minutes of August 4, 2025.
I second it.
And any discussion? Any edits? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.
Warrants.
What is this?
You gonna read that tonight, or you want me to? For the warrants.
I'll let you for the last time. Is
This-
that our local option tax
Local option tax.
for the second
Second
quarter? Holy crap.
So, can we finish this?
Sorry.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, this was next on my pile.
I'd like to make a motion to approve payroll warrant 26-03 for payroll from July 27th, 2025 to August 9th, 2025, to be paid on August 13th, 2025, in the amount of $70,750.57. And also payable warrant 26G3 with check numbers 25204 to 25250 in the amount of $142,905.14.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Say
Aye. Aye.
Aye, sorry. I'm busy looking at this number. See- So doesn't this mean we're gonna have like almost twice as much as we thought we were gonna have?
Aye.
This
Option
stays like
tax?
this, yes.
Well, the fourth quarter seems like it would be the biggest.
You would think, yeah.
Typically.
Yep. You're not
It's
complaining.
$295,000 for those of you who don't have this piece of paper that we got in local option tax in the last quarter.
So I do believe the first and second quarter gives you over
Over-
$500,000.
Yeah, over 600,000, or no, close to 600,000.
Close to that.
So yeah, so we anticipated 650. That's what the state estimated that we would get. So
We're doing okay from that perspective.
yeah, it's excellent. Well worth it.
All right. Round table. Flo?
I'm just going to reiterate one thing, and that is that in the budget, if it was a draft budget, let's call it that it was on line 318 and it was way over listing Pine Hill and Payne Turnpike North, and that when we met at the next meeting, which was January 23rd, it was indicated that additional funds were built into the budget from the reserves, and there's documentation in that January 27th article that was published in the Times-Argus, and I have all documentation supporting what I have discussed in the previous board meetings and the January 20th and January 23rd minutes, which the January 23rd are not on the website, but I was able to obtain them via Cali and review those today as well. So that's it, and I thank you all again very much.
Vince?
Nothing tonight.
Carla?
So we all received information on the ice rink, or the, what are we calling it?
Recreation.
The canopy recreation
Canopy.
Health facility.
facility.
And I would just like to, Tom's laid out a timeline that by which we would have to act in order to get a special election, get this in front of the voters again to see if it would, and for those of you here and I guess the audience, the tax credits were confirmed at the last meeting. the 400,000+ that we should receive in, back from the federal government for the canopy, but that sunsets, so we would have to take advantage of that essentially immediately in order to get the benefit of those. It's essentially a rebate that goes to, instead, because we don't file taxes, it's a direct rebate that we would get, because we're a municipality, so not, non-taxed entity. And that federal program is still there, and we would be able to take advantage of that money. So I guess I'm looking to know who's in favor of this special election. We did get revised numbers. They did go up a little bit. So I think we have the numbers that we need. And I think it's worth, there's a lot of effort that's gone into this. And I think that, none of us wanted to see the hockey rink shut down, and which it's going to get shut down if we don't do something. And so I think I would like to at least give it one more shot before the voters with this new information and with a better explanation of how, essentially the bottom line to taxpayers is much less than the sticker price, which is a little bit of a sticker shock. But when you actually take away the return from the solar and the grant, it really is a reasonable project. And I think it would be a nice asset for the town. So I'm in favor of it.
I am in favor as well, and we did get that information from Tom Badowski today, and I looked at that thoroughly.
Yeah.
And it is good news in the fact that it survived in the big
Yeah.
beautiful bill.
Yeah.
And we do have to act on it if we are all in agreement, or the majority of us are.
I guess my question would be, are those numbers up to date? Are they,
He just had them redone
well,
by both the engineer and the solar company.
okay.
So for the canopy and the rink. And I asked him specifically because I know Tor mentioned something about a bid, and Tom said the bid was not in line with the work. It had stuff outside the scope, and it wasn't, the person that was doing it was not experienced with this type of project. So he said, and it wasn't, to be honest with you, I don't think it was more than this new revised number. So I don't think I think it's fair to use the new revised number from the engineer. I don't think the other number was any higher. So bottom line, I think that number is realistic and reasonable to put into the proposal, the vote. And I think that the next step is asking bond counsel. Tom drafted a proposal for the language, and he wanted me to ask Tor to ask for the bond counsel's opinion of that language, so that we could try to vote at the next meeting. I think we have technically until, if I remember his email, till September 29th if there was a special meeting, but otherwise it has to be done at the September 15th, by the September 15th. So that's 2 meetings? That's 2 more meetings, right?
2 more
So
meetings.
we do have a little bit of time, so if you have questions, I guess we can explore that. But I just feel like, we've already invested a fair amount of money in the planning, and I think it is a good project for the town. I think we've personally think that we have discouraged some members of the rec committee and the planning commission because they perceive a lack of support. So I think, right or wrong, it's perception. Perception is reality. And I just think it would be, if we want to see this move forward, we should express our support. And the other thing that was pointed out was that, none of us rebutted any of the sort of negativity that was put out there by that one individual. And I think that, Tom would like to see us respond or at least show our support in some way, as opposed to sort of being silent. And I think I know I was not vocal about it over Front Porch Forum or anything like that, which doesn't help for the voters to feel confident if they don't know if the select board's in favor or not. So anyway, Tom's idea was that if there was a public meeting where we all expressed support, that he could use that in a video as opposed to having to make one. So I support the
What was the amount of the
recreational
project
canopy.
before any funding came back? Like, what was the total?
It's like 1.7 million.
Well, that's the current.
Yes.
And prior to that, was it 1.2 or 3, something like that?
I think last time it was 1.6
1.6.
something. So it's gone up some.
Is it an open building?
Yeah, no sides, just a canopy with solar panels on top to generate electricity that'll pay back the town. or, you know, bring money back to the town, or offset bills or whatever, and then it'll be a four season though. It'll have hockey in the winter, in the summer it can be used for whatever, basketball, pickleball, so it'll be a multi-recreational facility.
And I know you answered this, but I guess the current costs reflect the current tariffs on the products.
So I can't speak to that because I don't know
Okay.
how the engineer figured the cost. I can say that as far as that, one of the things we would have to do, which was brought to our attention last time, was pre-purchase some of the materials, at least 10%, so that we could take advantage of the 10%. I don't remember what it's called.
Yeah.
Where you
There's
buy
another 10%.
American-made materials. That's part of the
Buy America.
By America.
is so there's 30% on the solar and 10% on the Buy America. So in order to take advantage of that, we have to pre-purchase. That's why the vote's necessary. We have to purchase at least 10% of the materials by the end of 2025, in order to guarantee that 10% availability. Because after that, if there's any Chinese, China made
Tariffs.
components, they might not qualify. Which is why we would want to be voting in November.
Okay, so what do we want to do with this?
Well, I think we want it on the agenda next time, but I'm going to ask you, Vince,
Yeah,
are you in favor?
I was waiting till Joe was done.
Oh,
but
okay.
I am with some caveats,
Okay.
right? So again, what I keep hearing is, right, it's really an estimated bid by an engineer, not a contractor.
True.
So
But aren't,
between now and then, I think before we go to the public with it, we should rebid it, quite honestly, so we have the real number going into the project to put in front of the
Can we do
town
that?
members.
is that
What's the
I
sunset date on the money coming back? September
So-
29th?
it's so if we don't, the big thing is the buying materials in 2025. It doesn't mean the project can't go forward, and it doesn't mean we might not be able to get that additional 10%. It's just going to be harder to source the materials.
Yeah, I don't think this will delay anything.
Okay.
But we can use the engineer's bid as long as we call it an estimated bid from the
Yeah.
engineer and not a contractor.
Good
right?
point.
But I think that to be fair to the townspeople that are
Yep.
going to be voting on it, which I think is the right thing to do anyway.
Yeah.
Like you said, there's a lot invested in it already. It's really up to the town
Right.
to decide, and I'll support
Right.
whichever way the town votes.
Right.
Clearly, I mean, I think it would be great, but again, they need to know that, so they know there's the possibility, right, of another number coming in. Could be higher, could be lower, but it's really an estimated bid that we're putting in front of them, unless we have time to get another bid before or at the time of the vote,
Well, if
even by the
that's-
time of the vote,
If that's something
Right.
we can do, I'm fine with that.
to get an actual contractor's number, right? For the project. And then I think we need to do a better job,
Of
probably gonna
communicating.
be Tom, of communicating the entire thing. A lot of what you just said
Yeah.
with a little bit of detail,
Yeah.
again, to go to the
To-
residents so they
to
can make an
voters.
educated
Yeah.
decision
agree.
on it. Because it wasn't very clear. There was still a lot of unanswered questions
a lot of
the last time
uncertainty.
it went to
I agree
vote as well.
100%. It was not.
So those are my caveats, but if we can do that,
When would the vote
I
have
support
to
putting in
happen
front of the voters anyway,
Excuse me?
by?
period.
Would the vote have to happen by?
We have a timeline that would put it at November 3rd or 4th.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
early November. It has to go to vote.
I like the idea as well as what you just said about additional detailed information to go before the residents, and it immediately makes me think of all of the fine efforts you put into detailed information on the local options tax. That was very well put together, and that helped a lot in our presentations moving forward. I think that'll be beneficial with this too. I agree with you.
So that's basically getting it on. I mean, and I think those are good ideas, and I obviously it is a concern that we have the right number. That's a concern. Tom seems fairly confident, but I do agree that that's a priority. But
People are gonna
I
ask.
think we owe it. I feel like, especially in light of the ice rink basically closing down, I think we owe it to the residents that have put a lot of time and effort into that ice rink, and the residents that enjoy using it, to at least try one more time with some more certainty and accurate information to see if the voters approve or not. Okay.
Good evening.
So, yeah, that's it for me. So Joe,
Okay.
are you in favor of it?
I'm in favor of bringing it back to the town. How about that?
Okay, it's as good as I'm gonna get. Okay, that's all I got.
Do you have anything for roundtable, Joe?
I do not at this point. I'm good. Thank you.
And did Tor say the highway crew appointment's not happening?
It's not happening.
Correct.
No, he said that the individual withdrew.
Okay. So,
Looks like we're gonna go into executive session.
Do we?
yeah, according to this, we do.
I make the motion that we move into executive session to discuss personnel under 1 VSA 313A3 and legal 1 VSA 313A1F.
And we're inviting
I
some
think we
people as
need to
well.
read this one.
Oh, I didn't realize that was included.
It's in the packet.
Oh, okay, thank you.
So before you read that though, I know Tor's not here, but he sent out a note. I don't know if you all had a chance to read that about executive session for this, and I believe he did even talk with the some direction from leagues of cities and towns
Mhm.
as well on this. And unless someone on the board has a specific reason where they're going to be, someone's going to be at a substantial disadvantage, then there isn't a basis. And the grievant also has the opportunity to
Ask for it.
ask for it as well, right? But somebody has to say why they believe someone's
okay.
going to be at a disadvantage, and that we need to go into an executive session,
Okay,
right?
understood.
So I just want to make that clear on behalf of Tor not being here. So I think the floor is open to anybody feels that they're going to be put at a disadvantage by having this in a public forum.
May I present?
Absolutely, the floor is open.
You guys, not really, your setup is this way?
Not yet.
Okay. Your setup is kind of here. Steve.
Thank you, Vince. I just saw the.
Yes, thank you, Vince.
The thing.
So, good evening, my name is Tony St. Hilaire. I'm the principal officer and business agent for the Teamsters here in Berlin. This matter before you is a grievance that has pay connected to it and personnel in it, that I have no problem with airing the laundry if you want it aired publicly, but there's going to be some things said that will affect other employees in the department.
Okay. Chief, anything? Any concern?
I don't have any concern.
About it being public?
No, it's whatever the select board's preference is, whether Master Officer Kirsch's preference is.
I mean, I just don't know if it's, the other people here aren't here to speak for themselves, so
Right.
I am a bit concerned about other people's personal details being revealed in a public meeting that didn't give their permission or weren't
Okay.
asked.
So executive session is what you're suggesting. I'm good with that.
Yeah, I think protocol is, I think we have to vote on that as well.
Okay.
And then we could make the motion.
All in favor of going into executive session for the grievance, say aye.
Aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
You're on, Flo.
I was just
All right.
I'll move to adjourn.
Second?
Any discussion?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.